Hey everyone, welcome to our Warrior Babe interview with our veteran Warrior Babe, Cheryl. Cheryl has been a Warrior Babe since February of this year, 2020, and recently joined us in the VIP in June. And Cheryl's primary focus over the last 4 months of being a part of the VIP has been building muscle, being in the building phase, which will bring a unique twist today to our interview. And I am so freaking excited about that because in those 4 months, you have gained 10 pounds. You've been eating 435 grams of carbs only recently. And that's, 300 calories per day with all of the other macronutrients. And can I share your age?
Yeah.
You're 57 years young and you're eating.
Going to be 58.
Incredible. So, 50 plus babes, that this will be a great listen for you. And, later in this interview, I'll let Cheryl elaborate on what she's experienced with gaining that weight and eating that much food. So everyone, Cheryl is here today to share some pointers for you, babes, so that you can adopt some of her strategies, her mindset, her journey into your own journey moving forward. So welcome, Cheryl. I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So let's just kick it off with a little background on you. How old you are, your occupation, family, how long have you been into fitness, and how has fitness and nutrition changed your life?
Okay. Well, I'm 57. I work at a university in the IT department, and I have 2 grown children. They're both older than Nikki.
I'm 30.
Since my 20s, I've always tried to be active. I had a Nordic track that I was on every day for hours. Did a ton of cardio, not realizing cardio isn't necessarily what I need. 3 years ago, I started Beachbody. I ate from the containers for three straight years. Lost weight, but didn't have the tone that I wanted. And there was one program I wanted to do, but they kept talking about adding carbs. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't. So I didn't do it. And then I saw Nikki's the 4 starter videos, and the enthusiasm and the fact that you can help people. I thought, okay, I'm only going to do this if I'm willing to just trust the process, and trust her now, believe her later. So yes. I went in totally open-minded, came in totally open-minded, and here I am.
Beautiful, babe. Yeah, you are so well known throughout all of our communities, from the Revolution to the VIP. So let's start from the beginning of your Warrior Babe journey. You shared a little bit about Beachbody. What were you doing before you got into Warrior Babe? What struggles were you trying to solve?
Well, I was in Beachbody and I was doing the programs, and sticking with them wasn't the problem, but the cardio, I didn't feel the cardio was doing anything for me. I didn't need to lose more weight. I just wanted to gain more strength and muscle. I have, because of my age, I have some areas that needed trimming, but I knew muscle could help me with that. And just there was nobody to talk to. They have Facebook groups for accountability and friendship, but nobody was willing to reach out and say, well, maybe you need to try this. So when I saw you and well, it didn't hurt that you were from Westchester, Pennsylvania either. I was dying to talk to you to find out where you went to school, to see if it was the same school. But I thought, well, this girl from my hometown can probably help me. So
awesome,
just put 100% faith into you.
Yeah. So you shared with when you were part of Beachbody, you were told to eat carbs, but you didn't want to eat carbs, which is kind of incredible with the position that you're in right now. So I'm going to let you elaborate on that. You know, you came into the VIP, you were from the Revolution First, again, so well known in the community. It's because you're open with your journey, which is so incredible. But now hearing that with Beachbody and now knowing where you are, 435 grams of carbs, like elaborate on your experience in the VIP, and what it's been like, you know, gaining the weight and eating as much food as you are, and how is that improving your life?
I think the first thing to recognize is the way I'm eating. I'm spacing everything out evenly. So I'm not eating 150 grams of carbs at lunch, because that's just, I know for a fact that's going to make me exhausted and want to take a nap. So I try, you know, I'm an accountant, so I work with spreadsheets and I put everything in the spreadsheet and even out all the numbers as much as I can. But I have always worked out first thing in the morning. So getting up and waking up and eating right away doesn't hurt my feelings, because I know that food is going to fuel me. And then I have my routine, do what I need to do, hit the workout and eat again. By that time, I'm a little stuffed for a while. But, you know, having to add the carbs, every time we've added them, I've either dropped weight the week before, or I've held steady for a couple of weeks. So you know what you're doing. Yeah, I've not, somebody in the VIP said to me one day, oh, think of all the pasta you can eat. But I don't want to eat, that's such a little amount of pasta. I want to eat foods that are going to fuel me. So everything bagels are my world right now.
You can have like 5 of them.
Peanut butter Chex Mix. Even, you know, when I get to have rice cakes, I get to have 3 of them with jelly on top.
Yes.
Saturdays is my cheat day. So on Saturday mornings, to try to make up my macros before my cheat meal, I get to have pancakes with jelly or syrup. So I've just, you know, I know at one point, right now, my mindset is at some point, this is all going to go away. I'm enjoying it as much as I can.
Yes.
You know, and if there's, you know, I bake a cake, and on Saturday nights, I get to have a piece of cake. And sometimes I get to fit it into my night every night of the week. So
that's
it's
awesome.
It's certainly not punishment, and I'm not, it really has helped me not get to that point where, oh my gosh, I had a little bit of peanut butter and now I want the whole tub of peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're properly feeling your body.
Yeah. Because in the past I had always, don't eat this. And then all of a sudden you get a little taste and you just, the whole day you spend shoving everything in your mouth. I haven't had that since February. I haven't felt that way. So,
because you're eating.
You're doing something right.
Good. You're eating like, well, right now it got you 3,000 calories a day. So, you know, where's the room for cravings when you can fit it in too?
Well, the past 2 weeks I've been hungry between breakfast and lunch.
Here we go. That means more food. No, that's amazing. How do you feel with the feeling of like when coming off of Beachbody or programs and don't feed you properly to, you know, eating all of this? How does that feel like on a day-to-day basis? Like your work, your energy, everything like that?
You know, I'm all day long, I'm up. I'm not tired. I go to bed early, but that's only because I wake up so darn early in the morning. But when I wake up, I'm up and I'm ready to go. When I work out, I've been able to, my mindset has gotten to the point where I can go in with an intention and say, okay, I want to lift this today, or I want to squat this, and I can do it. So, you know, and I see changes as I'm getting dressed, but I'm like, well, maybe I'm just wanting to see those changes. But I think I am.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about that. Like, let's talk, you've gained, you know, 10 pounds. I mean, it's not, when you look at your photos, it's not like a messy, it's not that you're getting fat, which a lot of women are so afraid of with gaining weight. It's going to get messy. You're gaining muscle in this process. So how do you deal, with the psychological side of things, with eating more, gaining weight in order to get to this goal that you've got, building muscle and getting tone?
I used to be one that got on the scale every day, and depending on what the scale said, that ruled how I ate for the day. I get on the scales on Saturdays only because that's check-in day. When I first started VIP and decided I wanted to build, I told myself, when you hit 150, don't let it back you down. Don't let it scare you. And a couple of weeks ago, I had a little panic attack, but then when I look back at my week and I wasn't drinking all the water I had been drinking in prior weeks. And I think there were just things leading up to that caused me to gain a little faster than I thought I should. But then the following week, I lost 2 pounds. So, I'm at the point now where I'm thinking, okay, if you hit 160, so what? It's a number. My clothes aren't feeling any tighter, except, through the shoulders and stuff. So who cares?
Mm-hmm. But have you always had that mentality?
No.
What was it like before?
Yeah. Absolutely not. No.
What was it like if you were in the situation, let's say a couple years ago, and you gained 10 pounds? How do you think you would react to that?
I would have spent a week eating nothing but soup and smoothies. Soup and a protein shake or something, or one of the Beachbody shakes or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would have starved myself, which would have led to me making up chocolate chip cookie dough and eating it later.
And finding those cravings because you weren't giving your body enough. So it was like, okay, well, let's just, go hand in the cookie jar and the cookie dough and all that. Yeah, it's incredible.
But I mean, I'll admit at 1.2, at least one time in my life, I relied on laxatives.
Wow.
So yeah, I wouldn't say I was anorexic or anything, but that screwed up my inside so bad to the point where if I had a bowel movement once every 2 weeks, that was normal for me. And now eating what I'm supposed to be eating and the quantity I'm eating, I'm going every day.
Super regular. Thank you for being that open and vulnerable there. I'm sure, a lot of people, they don't want to share that kind of stuff, but you're going to relate to a lot of people with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. And now you're eating enough. So you're just super regular on a daily basis because you're filling your body with exactly what it needs.
Yeah. I tried the OptiGreens and the OptiReds for a month. Didn't care for the flavor. And I find I really don't need them.
Yeah.
Stay away from peppers.
Yes, we learned that.
Are the devil.
Yeah, but it's incredible that week that happened. Would you have known to kind of take a step back rather than, oh my God, I gained 2 pounds? You took a step back and you're like, wait a second, water was off. I incorporated peppers. Like, would you know to take that step back to think about it? Or would you before have just been like, oh my God, I gained 2 pounds? Like how, like,
I would have panicked. Only because now I'm tracking my water. There are just things that I know to look at now that I'm paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Just a matter of focus.
Mm-hmm. It's great. What would be what advice would you give somebody? Because I know with what you're sharing here, it could really help somebody know, like, what would you give them in terms of advice, someone who's just getting started on their fitness journey?
Stop comparing yourself to everybody else's picture, because you don't know what they've been through. You don't know how long they've been at it. I mean, even now, I've noticed you put up a picture of Emily Nelson one day, before and after, and somebody jumped on it negatively and tons of us said, well, stop it. That's not what we're here for.
I love our community because of that.
You know, we got each other's backs. Like,
it's unreal. It's unreal.
But you know, and I admit when I started this, I would look at pictures and say, oh, I want to look like that. But I have no idea what their journey was before they got here and what it's been since they got here. You know, fine, they're 20 years old. I'm 57. Big difference.
Exactly. That is so wise.
No, I mean, number one, you just have to stop comparing yourself to everybody else, because for me, it's all about the picture in my head. What I want to look like. I know what I have to do to get there, and it'll come in time.
And it's your journey. It's your own journey. What do you think the impact of working with WarriorBabe has been?
WarriorBabe has been great for helping me focus, but also for my self-confidence. I've always been one to talk down about myself. Even in the beginning, when I was just in Revolution, I would post videos of parts of my workout, partly to hold myself accountable, but I knew it would help someone else too, you know, because I don't go to a gym. I do everything here at home, but there are certain things I can do to, instead of what's being, you know, I was still doing the build workouts. I just didn't have a Smith machine to do it on. I figured something out. I used Google a lot as far as, you know, what can I do instead of this? So yeah, it's just helped me be more innovative and focus on myself and have the confidence in myself.
Yeah, you mentioned you've done everything from home, you know.
I mean, and that was prior to COVID. So
yeah. So women listening, you know, Cheryl's been doing it from home. She's used innovation with coming up with ideas on what to sub out for exercises. You know, in the Revolution, we do at home, you know, workouts, but, you know, some of them, not everybody has that exact piece of equipment or, you know, that we have. So that's great. What I'm saying is that you can get to your goals even by working out at home. So where you mentioned the 4 pieces of training, where did you first hear about WarriorBabe, and what piqued your interest the most about it?
It's been Instagram, like an ad in Instagram. Your arms and your shoulders are what my interest. I was like, yes, I want that thickness. And so I just clicked on it was over the course of 4 days, 1 video a day. And so each day I just watched the video. And then it was, I think, 14 days free. So I was like, okay, I can do this. And I joined, and there was a special. It was lifetime special. Heck yeah. But at that time too, before I pulled the trigger, I said, you've got to trust the process. You've got to give this 12 to 18 months before you just say it's not working. And I don't see myself looking back and leaving at any time.
That's incredible. That
have me gain so much weight, and then I'm going to need you to lose it.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you said that, though, because there's so many women that look at programs online, they see these ads and they're like, oh, you know, it's on the program, but they're expecting something to happen in, you know, 30 days. Yeah, 21 days, or, you know, just been conditioned over the years with the marketing on the internet. And what you just said, it's like, I need to just, before I pull the trigger, you telling yourself 12 months, 18 months. Be realistic with yourself. Do you think that's been a huge mindset game changer for you?
Absolutely. Again, I didn't need at the time, I didn't feel I needed to lose weight. I just wanted to sculpt a little bit more and build more. And I didn't know how to do that. So, and maybe, well, I mean, I can't say that's why the 10 pounds I've gained hasn't bothered me, because in the past it would have. But yes, the light bulb went off in my mind, my mindset, and it's just been a game changer.
Mm-hmm. And this just spiked in my head, but you're 57 going on 58. A lot of people believe, from what people have been told, that after menopause and it's so hard to gain some muscle, and your metabolism just slows down. I mean, like, you're eating 3,000 calories, you're gaining muscle. Like, how would you speak to the woman who has no idea it's even possible?
Well, I'll tell you, when I started going through menopause, I gained quite a bit of weight. And I thought, okay, I kept telling myself, this is what I'm supposed to look like when I'm older. This is just it. And then one day I was like, no, it's not. That I can't. I'm not happy. I'm not comfortable in my own skin. But there are tons of articles out there telling women my age, muscle is better for you. I mean, I don't take calcium pills. I don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even take a multivitamin. It's almost time for my colonoscopy. And the doctor called me the other day and said, you don't need to come in for a consult. We'll just send you paperwork because you're so healthy, you're not on anything. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. You're barely on anything. You're eating so much food to fuel your body, probably. Cheryl, you're going to live till you're like 120 years old.
That's the plan.
Let's go. That's awesome. That's incredible. I love that. So for us, describe being a warrior babe, describe working with us, describe what area do you feel like you get the most value, and why do you think that is?
And me being a warrior babe means I can do anything I set my mind to, any damn thing I want. What has helped me, the Facebook groups, those, I'm sure there are women out there, and I had a friend actually that joined for a month to see what it was about. She never posted a thing. She never liked anything on the page. If you're not going to talk to these women and get to know them, they can't help you. They can't support you. Ashley Tatman, Emily Nelson, Angela Sanchez. I mean, I know these women. They're like my sisters. And Jill Grant, don't know her from squat, but I feel like she's one of my best friends. And we're thousands of miles away.
Yeah, yeah.
And Brandy's in the other direction.
The opposite end of the U.S.
We're messaging each other. Marie messaged me the other day a picture of her 60 grams of brown rice, and she said, I really wish I was you right now.
That is so incredible. Of all the interviews I've done, it's you guys have mentioned community. It's the
it's just that's the biggest thing. But I mean, being able to reach out to you, even before I joined VIP, the Wednesday huddles or the Wednesday Q&As, I had purchased the Macro Accelerator course, went through it 2 or 3 times, really listening to it to understand because I knew I wanted to build more, but I felt I needed to adjust my macros. So I listened to it and then asked questions on the Q&A, and that helped.
That's so true. You are saying that, to want to get results, it's not just purchasing the program, right? It's utilizing the tools, the resources, like being able to post and share it and open up to the community of other women who are on the same journey as you are. attending the Q&As so that you can absorb and get your questions answered. Like there's so many women that do join and then they disappear and then they're on to the next thing. But if you just, like you're saying, actively participate in what's available.
Well, and I would spend days sitting at my computer pulling reports and stuff, listening to old rally calls, because I can do two things at once. Mm-hmm. Or if I have to get on the elliptical, I may as well listen to something entertaining. So I listen to old rally calls.
Yeah. See, guys, like you are, Cheryl, you have an occupation, you have a family, you have a life. But because this means something to you, you have a goal that you want to accomplish.
Well, and it also means I'm going to enjoy them more and they're going to enjoy me more. So it comes full circle.
Amen. You've got to put in the work. You've got to make the time. You've got to find the time. You got the same 24 hours in a day that somebody else does. You know, why can't they do it? Because they're not, you know, taking it seriously. You take it seriously.
Well, and I'll tell you, when I went through menopause, one thing I thought I learned about it going through it was I couldn't eat a whole lot of carbs because it gave me the night sweats, but it was the carbs I was eating that was giving me the night sweats. I'm eating 435 carbs a day, usually at least 75 of them for dinner, and I'm sleeping like a baby.
That's incredible. Do you care to share what carbs you were eating before and what was that? What's that difference now?
I think probably a lot of sweet potatoes. It was I don't think it was what I was eating, but when I was eating them. So I tried to eat them during the morning time instead of with dinner or after lunch, just because it would slow me down or it was just too heavy. Like now, this week for dinner, I'm a creature of habit. I meal prep on Sundays, and whatever I plan for dinner, it's for the whole week except for Saturday. Uh-huh. And this week I'm eating Kate's egg roll in a bowl. I love that recipe.
And you pulled that from the Revolution.
In fact, I'm also planning on having it next week too, because I love it so much.
That's incredible. That's awesome. There's so many ideas on my menu list.
And I'm having, 3/4 cup of jasmine rice with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm having 2 double chocolate zucchini muffins with it.
There it is. That's awesome.
And my homemade applesauce.
Oh my gosh. That's
180 grams of applesauce.
Amazing. How many carbs is that?
It comes to close to 80 for the night.
That's awesome. Well, you got carbs to spare for sure. We all want a bite of your carb count right now.
And I've tried to help now. I know Jody's going up in carbs, so I'm trying to help her. Rice is not the only carb. Pasta is not the only carb. Applesauce is a great source of carbs, and it doesn't fill you up. It doesn't weigh you down. Mm-hmm. Nectarines, pineapple, but even the Smucker's sugar-free jelly.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got 5 grams right there.
Yeah.
Put them on both.
Well, I get 6 tablespoons at a time. So.
Holy, that's amazing. That's amazing.
On 3 rice cakes.
Amazing. That's incredible. So how likely are you to recommend WarriorBabe?
That's all I talk about during the day.
So
unfortunately, my office mates are like, yeah, I don't really care. See? So every time someone comes in my office, I'm eating something. And I said, I've got to keep on schedule.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Why do you, anybody who's listening right now, because this is going to be a hot interview, why do you feel like, why should somebody listening take action right now?
Because in most cases, if they're listening, they're not happy with who they are. And if they want to be happy with who they are, just do it. It's that simple.
That's incredible.
Mic
That's,
drop.
I know, mic drop for real. Like seriously, that's incredible. And it's so true. Like people come to these interviews, they look for advice from you guys who've been in it. And they get so inspired by hearing you and hearing your journey that they almost they connect to your story. And then,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
sure.
you know, I don't have time for making up stories and lying. So, I mean, you ask me a question, you better I hope you really want the truth.
Yeah. That's what gets people to change. It gets people to shift. It gets people to, you know, just being real and honest. You're incredible, Cheryl. You're incredible. You like across all the communities. I mean, you are so, like I said, you're so well known. You're there to support people. You reach out to people. You make sure they're up at 5 a.m. in the morning getting their workouts done. I mean, it's so freaking incredible. I mean, you and then our community, like it's amazing. It's so amazing. So let's close out this interview and let's do your favorite snack / macro combination.
You know, when I watched the interview you did with Jill, I got the idea. It's an everything bagel toasted with a wedge of Laughing Cow cheese and deli sliced rotisserie chicken. And it is to die for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious. I'm like imagining it right now. All right. And what's your favorite muscle group to train, to work out?
Chest and arms.
That's a different one to the table. Very good. And why is that? Why do you like chest and arms?
Because I feel like I push the most there, I think. I love the soreness the next day, 36 hours later. I love feeling that I really worked it.
Yeah. I can tell you, and you're experiencing it, that you're gaining that muscle there. I mean, your clothes are getting tighter up in that area. So that's a huge win. Yeah.
I have chesticles.
Yes. That's what, I love it. That's amazing, Cheryl. Your whole entire journey from the start. I remember watching you in the Revolution, sharing your photos of your workouts and just the inspiration, I mean, that you were bringing to that community. And then you were your name was being dropped in our team meetings. You're like, oh my God, that's Cheryl. Like you have been such an incredible inspiration to the group's support. And then your journey, you're letting women know that this phase, it doesn't need to be scary. Gaining weight isn't a bad thing because you have a goal that you want to gain muscle. And in order to do that, you've got to put on a little bit of weight, and majority of that should be muscle, not fat, So,
well, and I'm also showing them that being this age shouldn't be scary.
Exactly. That it is possible at 57, going to be 58 soon. It is possible to eat 435 grams of carbs. It is possible to have 30,000 calories a day. It is possible to put on muscle. And that's what's so incredible about you and your journey. So thank you for sharing that today. And for those of you who are listening and who are inspired by Cheryl's journey and want to learn more about the programs that WarriorBabe offers and how to get started, you can go to WarriorBabe.com and become a part of, it's been an ongoing thing of our community, and every single one of these interviews that it's just, our community is hands down, don't take it from me, take it from Cheryl, take it from the other women who have shared it in the interviews. You can become a part of the thousands of women who are getting turned and becoming stronger and more confident versions of themselves. So join now. Cheryl, thank you so much for this interview. It will be an inspiration to all.
Good.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.